Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Deb Strong at Financial Brokerage, and I want to thank each and every one of you on this call today. We really appreciate your time and your business. I just wanted to start out with a couple quick housekeeping items. At Financial Brokerage, we have a couple trips going on for 2019, and you have the rest of 2018 to qualify for them. One is a trip to the Broadmoor, which takes 1.125 million of annuity premium. That's in June of 2019, and that's a spectacular resort. I've stayed there myself, and it's phenomenal. The other one is a really cool fishing trip to Oak Lake Lodge, and that's in Ontario, Canada, in July of 2019. And I've talked to many reps that have gone on that over the years, and they all love it. And that's only 875,000 of annuity premium to qualify for that one. I also want to touch just for a second on a really cool program we have called the referral program at Financial Brokerage, and that is if you refer an agent to us that writes any line of our business, whether that's life, annuity, long-term care, DI, med subs, you, as the person that refers the other people, will get a bonus off their business for the next 10 years. I like to refer to it as like an agent's deferred comp program. But be sure and ask me or Tim Schmadeke about how to qualify for that, because shame on us if you don't know about all these wonderful programs. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce one of my favorite internals, Cody Lodemeyer at North American. North American has been a company that we absolutely love to work with, an A-rated carrier, and they do a phenomenal job. One of our favorite business partners that has been around for many, many years. So Cody, without further ado, I'll pass it over to you, and thank you for your time today. I appreciate it.
Oh, well, Deb, thank you. No, I appreciate everybody being on this webinar. I know everybody does have busy schedules. I'm going to try and keep this short and brief, hopefully going to keep it 30 minutes or less. We're going to be talking about the Benefit Solutions product, and then also possibly at the end, I'm going to give some nuggets on ease of business updates that North American has pushed out in 2018. So just to cover a little bit of information about myself, I am an internal wholesaler supporting our marketing partners and marketing organizations here at North American. Started off in our new business team about 4 years ago. Shortly after that, I transitioned up to sales and have been here ever since, and hopefully can retire from this fantastic organization. Let's jump right into the Benefit Solutions and the agenda that we're going to have today. So first, we're going to talk about the nuts and bolts of the Benefit Solutions product, the three main financial objectives that it's going to solve for, and then some final thoughts, some golden nuggets, make sure that we highlight certain areas of the Benefit Solutions and essentially where it's going to shine in the industry. Now, starting off with the nuts and bolts, the Benefit Solutions is going to be on a 10 and 14-year chassis. The 14-year chassis is not approved in every state. Of course, always check your state availability charts and make sure if it is or is not. It is a single premium product. The product does have a fee of 120 basis points. It does have, of course, penalty-free withdrawal and partial surrenders. And also built in, it does have a 100% nursing home confinement waiver, and that's not going to be dictated on ages. At any time after the second contract anniversary, if the client is confined to a qualified nursing home facility, we're going to give them up to 100% of their accumulation value liquid to them moving forward. Now, you may notice there is a 1.2% fee. Generally, when there's a fee on a product, you're going to get something for that fee. Well, this product, the Benefit Solutions, North American's #1 selling fixed indexed annuity, does have a built-in income rider with an enhanced death benefit. There's going to be some cool little features within that enhanced death benefit that other carriers of products in the industry aren't going to be able to offer, and we'll touch base on those in a little bit. But let's kind of jump into how that benefit base or income account value, some people call it a GLWB value, is going to work. For the purpose of this call, I'm going to call it the benefit base, just due to the fact of it doesn't just calculate income, it calculates income and the death benefit. Now, in regards to an income stream, typically you would have a certain percentage of a roll-up for a certain amount of years, and then it would stop. Well, the benefit solutions does not work like a typical income rider product. It actually uses guaranteed step-ups at different intervals. At issue, we will give your client 120% of their premium that they put into the policy as their beginning benefit base. Of course, it's going to grow pro rata with your accumulation account, or proportionate, meaning if your accumulation account earns 3%, it's also going to grow your benefit base by 3%. And if you don't outperform 140% of your initial principal by the end of the 5th contract year, you're going to get that automatic step up to that benefit base. And then there's another automatic step up at the end of the 10th contract year to 160%. Now, that might be a little difficult to understand. We've made it super easy and actually created a flyer. I took the chart out of the flyer to give a highlighted example of exactly how this is going to work. This is a scenario where a client has put in $100,000, and you'll notice the green line is their benefit base floor, meaning it can't go below that unless withdrawals have been taken. And the purple line is a hypothetical benefit base based on prior market performance. Well, you'll notice here that the green line kind of stair steps up. Every time that it stair steps up, that's one of those guaranteed increases, the 140, 160 at the end of the end of the 5th and end of 10th contract year. You'll see here that in this example, the benefit base is going to start growing from that initial premium of 120,000. It does outperform 140,000 by the end of the 5th contract year, so there's no guaranteed step up, or excuse me, it does have a guaranteed step up because it didn't hit that 140,000. Where there's not going to be a guaranteed step up is in the end of the 10th year, or day 1, year 11. You already outperformed that 160% of the initial premium, so there's not going to be any guaranteed step up, because remember, that's the floor. You can always outperform the floor. We just want to put that in there as a worst case scenario. The market's down, there's no growth in it. So that's going to have a really strong guaranteed step ups. And even though the guarantees stop after the 10th contract year, the benefit base will actually continue to grow pro rata with your accumulation account for up to 20 years. So this product isn't great for those younger clients. It's also great for the older clients, and we can kind of talk about why it's good for both of them moving forward. And one of the reasons why it's going to be great is just due to the financial objectives that it's going to solve for. One of the primary financial objectives our benefit solution solves for is immediate income. It's going to be extremely strong in regards to immediate income, especially around those key retirement ages, such as 60, 65, 70, and 75. That's where we put the bulk of our product pricing into for the income payouts, because we know typically industry trends have people retiring at age 60, 65, 70, 75. The second financial objective that it's going to solve for is a legacy play, or legacy planning, an enhanced death benefit. Somebody who wants to leave their money to their beneficiaries, but they don't want to just leave them a lump sum of what's in their accumulation account. They want a little bit extra on top of that that's going to come from the insurance carrier. The third solution that it solves for is actually a required minimum distributions. Most people don't think of the benefit solutions product as a RMD play just because it does have a fee associated with it. Well, the fee associated with it actually makes it that much better as an RMD solution. And I will give a hypothetical example here in a couple slides. So let's talk about that first financial objective, the immediate income. So when I say immediate, I really mean 30 days after the date of issue. Got to give our processing team a little bit of time to get that payment sent out to the client, but it is going to be available 30 days after the date of issue, as long as the client is over the age of 50. As long as they're over the age of 50, they can start their guaranteed income stream and they can start at 30 days after the date of issue. Or they could defer it out up to 20 plus years. The nice part about getting those guaranteed step ups and not having a traditional roll up on this product is since you can start income immediately, if you were to have a traditional roll up scenario, you wouldn't have even got your first roll up yet. Well, with the benefit solutions using those guaranteed step ups, we're actually going to calculate the income off of the benefit base. Well, the benefit base gets that initial step up of 20% at issue. So, like we mentioned earlier, your client puts in 100,000, your benefit base is going to be 120,000, and that's what your income is going to be calculated off of. So, as I previously mentioned, this product does have those guaranteed step-ups, and it is going to be extremely strong, especially for immediate income. If you have a client that walks into your door and says, hey, I'm looking for an income stream, I got this money, but I need it to last me the rest of my life, this can be a definite possibility to take a look at. The second financial objective, oh, sorry, I almost got ahead of myself. There is going to be an income doubler in regards to the income stream. So not only does this offer immediate income, if your client gets confined to a qualified nursing home facility, we'll double the income for up to 5 years as long as there's a balance left in the accumulation account. Now, this is another example that I have taken out of one of the flyers that our award-winning marketing communication team has created, just to give you an example of a client receiving $5,000 a year and then going into a qualified nursing home facility and electing the doubler, which would essentially double their income for up to 5 years. So the nice part about that, after that 5th year of doubling, it does reduce back down to the original payment, and they would continue to receive that original payment for life unless any additional excess withdrawals are made. The second financial objective, the one that I almost hopped to a little too quickly, is the death benefit or legacy planning. Well, the nice part about the death benefit or legacy planning is it's going to take the benefit base or your income account value, divide that over 5 equal payments, and pay that out over 5 years. Now, keep in mind that's traditionally or typically anything about 20% higher than your accumulation value, just due to that guaranteed step up at issue of 20%. So we're going to be able to take that benefit base as a 5-pay to the beneficiaries. That doesn't just help out with the income stream. They don't get it all in a lump sum. It's also going to help with any taxation because it is going to be kind of prorated out between those 5 payments. It's not necessarily going to fall into a LIFO scenario. So it doesn't just benefit the clients, it's also going to benefit their beneficiaries. And the primary beneficiary does not have to be a spouse in order to take the benefit base. This is going to be one industry standard that is going to separate the benefit solutions product. You can have anybody as a primary beneficiary, and they have access to that benefit base as a 5-pay. So as I mentioned, the benefit base can be taken over 5 equal payments. Now you notice I said can be. The beneficiaries also have the choice of choosing the traditional death benefit of a lump sum of the accumulation value. Traditionally, people do choose the 5 equal payments of the benefit base just because of how great that number can grow to and really benefit them in the future. I'm going to pull up an illustration here in a few slides, and you'll be able to see how strong that benefit base is compared to your cash accumulation value, and I'll make sure to point that out. Now, the third financial objective, the one that everybody kind of scratches their head about when I mention the RMD solution play, it's going to benefit the client because of those guaranteed step-ups of the 120, 140, 160. And you might have actually heard this benefit solutions product be called that in the industry, 120, 140, 160. When I worked on our sales desk, I would receive calls from advisors all the time saying, hey, what's that product, the 120, 140, 160 one? So we kind of adopted that name with the benefit solutions as well. But because you're able to take the benefit base as a death benefit, as 5 equal payments, those guaranteed step-ups are going to be extremely critical for this required minimum distribution play. Now, those guaranteed step-ups are going to be like a security system for you. As I previously mentioned, if you already outperformed the 140 or 160 by the end of the 5th or 10th contract year, you already beat the step-up. That's just the minimum that it would be. One of the most interesting features about this is the replenishing feature while your RMDs are being removed or withdrawals are being removed, or if income's coming out of the policy. Traditionally, once the income stream starts, the income account value or the benefit base on this product stops growing. Well, that's not the case with the benefit solutions. It will continue to grow for up to 20 years, and it will continue to get those guaranteed step ups at the end of the 5th and end of the 10th contract year. Even if you choose to elect the income immediately, they're just going to be reduced pro rata with the amount of withdrawals that have been taken out of the contract. So you're not just starting an income stream, you're also helping to preserve your enhanced death benefit by allowing the interest credits to credit to that benefit base as well for those 20 years. And as I previously mentioned, all the great marketing pieces that our marketing communication team has created, we actually do have a RMD legacy flyer that illustrates out just the basic number examples and how that it can benefit your client. But what I want to show you is the true numbers behind it. I know there's a lot of information on this screen. I'm going to try and highlight it for you the best that I can. We put in $250,000 as the initial premium dump in. And at the end of the 10th contract year for this 70-year-old client with absolutely zero growth in the market, they would have taken out roughly $77,000 in required minimum distributions. So that's zero growth, and you took out $77,000 from your account. Well, your death benefit with those guaranteed step-ups is still greater than the initial premium that you put into your policy. Remember, you put $250,000 into your policy. For 10 years, you took out RMDs, which equaled $77,000. With the zero growth in the market and only using the guaranteed step-ups of the 120, 140, 160, that benefit base was still at $266,734. Well, you take that divided by 5. The beneficiaries have the option to choose that as 5 equal payments. That means they would get $53,346 every year for the next 5 years. Well, if you happen to look to the left on the accumulation value in year 10, that accumulation value with zero growth is sitting at $139,900. So that's almost $130,000 more of a death benefit by taking the benefit base as a 5-pay for your beneficiaries. That's a huge benefit. And keep in mind, this is with zero market growth. If you were to add in market performance, and I think everybody can agree that a 4.18 is absolutely reasonable when it comes to interest returns over a 10-year period, you can see that the benefit base at the end of the 10th year is sitting at $301,000. And that's still with taking out your RMDs. Now you'll notice your RMDs are going to be a little greater because of the interest earned. Your accumulation value every December 31st will be a little bit higher, but it's only going to continue to benefit your clients with every interest that they do receive. So as I mentioned, in that 10th contract year, the benefit base is still sitting at $301,000. That means their 5 equal payments would be over $60,000 each, compared to taking a lump sum of $215,000 from your accumulation value. Now, I know I covered everything really fast here, and I just wanted to point out some key items within this product that we might have overlooked, might have just skipped over. So let's go back to the nuts and bolts aspect of it. Single premium, 10 or 14-year surrender. The fee is built in at 1.2% or 120 basis points. For that 120 basis points, you're going to get the built-in income rider and the enhanced death benefit with those guaranteed step-ups of the 120, 140, 160. The 3 financial objectives that it's going to solve for: immediate income. And remember how I mentioned how it's good for a younger client or an older client that's looking to defer? Well, it's good for a younger client because that benefit base will continue to grow for up to 20 years. It's great for an older client who's going to need an income stream because they can start that income stream immediately without having to wait a year, wait 2 years, wait 5 years, or I know some competitors in the industry make you wait 10 years before you're able to start that income stream. Now, I have heard some competitors state, yeah, but we can take a penalty-free withdrawal. That's not a worry. Okay, so if you're taking penalty-free withdrawals, you're not taking a lifetime income stream. That means if your client gets confined to a qualified nursing home facility, they're not going to double a penalty-free withdrawal, where North American would double their income stream for the up to 5 years as long as they have a balance in their accumulation account. Now, I did mention a couple items in this illustration, in this webinar, about kind of two different industry standards that we are going to crush. One of those is going to be that only spouses have access to the GLWB value or the benefit base in this example. Well, North American actually does allow for the primary beneficiary to be anybody, and they can elect that 5-pay payout. So it can be a trust, child, cousin, neighbor. They don't have to be a spouse in order to utilize that benefit, such as the traditional industry standard. The death benefit can be taken over 5 equal payments of the benefit base, but it doesn't have to. If your beneficiaries need a lump sum of the accumulation value and that's going to benefit them financially right now, they have that option available to them. Now, traditionally, in regards to an income rider with an enhanced death benefit product, in the industry, most products work in the function of as soon as you start your income stream, either your death benefit, the enhancement of your death benefit completely goes away, or it stops growing completely. Well, North American, even after you take that first, start that income stream, we're going to continue with those pro rata growth to your benefit base to help keep that enhanced death benefit as high as humanly possible. So, also, this product is going to have a guaranteed step-up feature at the end of the 10th year. If there haven't been any withdrawals from the account, income hasn't started, and that fee of 120 basis points has negatively affected your accumulation value, will automatically step you up to the initial premium that you put in. So in the example of $100,000 with zero growth in the industry for 10 years, with the fee coming out of the accumulation value, if that happened to negatively affect it, they're going to get that automatic step up back to the initial premium. It's just a little nugget that's built into our product here at North American that most people tend to overlook or don't pay too much attention to, but it can be a great benefit to your client. Now, some of those golden nuggets that I wanted to mention about North American and the ease of business items. We've recently created a secure document upload on our website to allow our advisors to give us an electronic copy of an application, where previously we did require wet signatures. We have also integrated into our annuity e-app platform a 1035 yellow pages. You might ask what a 1035 yellow page is. It's essentially a surrendering company lookup tool to help save you as the advisor time. When your client has a transfer, traditionally you would need to call that surrendering company and find out if they have certain regulations, if they have to have their company-specific paperwork, if they need a signature guarantee, if they accept faxes. Well, the nice part is, built into our e-app system, you can enter in that transferring or surrendering company's information, your client's policy number with them, and it'll shoot back their phone number, their direct mailing address, if they require wet signatures, if they have a company-specific form, if they'll take a faxed or emailed copy. So we're just trying to benefit everybody, make sure we save you time, save us time, especially with the annuity e-app. It issues business 7 days faster than a paper application. With issuing business 7 days faster, that means you get paid 7 days sooner. I know that's going to be the end game for most of our advisors, is when we get that paycheck, which is always a fantastic feeling. Could you imagine having that 7 days sooner than the traditional paper application that you're used to writing? So as we kind of mentioned that, I know that Deb wanted to make sure that I mentioned our MIGA rates, our multi-year guaranteed annuity. On our 5-year product, for any deposit of 100,000 or greater, our rate is going to be at a 3.3%, which is going to be extremely strong when you compare it to other A-plus rated carriers in the industry. So Deb, did I forget to mention anything in regards to this benefit solution product that you might have wanted me to touch on that I missed?
You know, Cody, there's nothing you missed, but I wanted to add one thing to the MIGA conversation that you guys have always had a 200,000 minimum, and several months ago you reduced that down to 100,000, so that made it even more competitive in my book. So I wanted to mention that. And when you're looking at clients, you may be asking yourself right now, what type of client would benefit from the benefit solutions? There's actually so many, but I'll cover a couple different ones. One is anybody who may need income now or later. How about the clients that need some extra life insurance? Perhaps they can't qualify for traditional life insurance. This thing has a fabulous death benefit attached to it. Also, the doubler. So, in the event they go to a nursing home, you double the payment for them. In addition to that, I want you to think about clients that have idle money, money in a savings account, a CD, things like that. That, if you, when you hang up and you think about the conversation that Cody has had today and you think about a client, please call myself or Tim Schmadeke at the 800 number on the screen, which is 800-397-9999. But Cody, thank you. You did a fabulous job. I just love working with you in North America. You guys really understand this business, and you have such competitive products. It makes my job so much easier. So, yeah, we really appreciate it. And I want to thank everybody that's been on this call today. And Cody, you did record it, so we can send out recordings also, correct?
Absolutely. And I
Okay.
really appreciate you bringing up that scenario of who is this going to benefit or what type of client that it goes in for. And I know everybody's had a client walk into their office and say, hey, I have qualified money. I know I have to take a required minimum distribution. I don't really need it, don't really want it, and I plan on leaving these funds to a beneficiary. This can be a fantastic financial fit because of those guaranteed step-ups and preserving that death benefit for the beneficiaries, but still benefiting your client by giving them some extra funds while they are still living with the RMDs that they have to take anyway.
Oh, I think that's awesome, Cody. Thank you. Do we have just a moment to see if there's any questions out there, Cody?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Does
I'm
does
gonna
anybody have any questions they'd like to ask?
I went ahead and unmuted anybody. If you do have questions, feel free to ask them now. Otherwise, you can always give Deb Strong or myself a call. All right. Well, Deb, I think that's going to wrap everything up for us. I want to thank everybody for attending. I really appreciate your time, and I know Deb does as well.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Cody.
Have a great day.
Bye-bye.